Good morning, everybody. 6 a.m. here in New York City. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Moscow, and we start with a Fox News alert. Russian President Vladimir Putin now threatening to use nuclear weapons, and Putin says, I'm not bluffing.
The saber rattling comes as President Biden is heading now to the United Nations. That happens later today to address the General Assembly about the war in Ukraine.
Putin's humiliated already. What will he do? We can't tell, but we have Kevin Cork here to bring us up to date on what's at stake. Kevin.
Morning, guys. It's actually pretty remarkable if you think about how far we have come. Think back to how this conflict has actually evolved in Ukraine. At the outset, you might remember there were some, including U.S. General Mark Milley, who suggested that Kyiv could fall to the Russians in as little as 72 hours. Now, months on, the Russians are calling up hundreds of thousands of reservists to use, as well, they're threatening, nuclear weapons if needed.
I think it is necessary to support the proposal of the Ministry of Defense and the General Staff to conduct a partial mobilization in Russia. I repeat, we are only talking about a partial mobilization.
Partial mobilization, we're talking about 300,000 people. So more troops in the short term, but much more than that, as I mentioned, could be on the table in the future, as Vladimir Putin now says he will not rule out the possible use of nuclear weapons to defend Russia's acquisition of Ukrainian soil, which, to hear those on the ground tell it, could be a very big mistake.
Those who try to blackmail us with nuclear weapons should know that the prevailing winds can also blow in their direction.
Strong